Well, welcome to the show anyway. The show, it's called Different Class. I don't know if you saw that on the poster. It's not all about class, but I call it that because, well, basically, probably like a lot of you here, growing up, we weren't particularly working class, but we weren't particularly middle class either. We had that sort of in-between thing. We weren't posh, we weren't poor, which basically in Ireland meant we didn't own a horse. That's so it works in Ireland. Maybe your dad's a doctor, your mother's a lawyer, you have a big house, bit of land, you can own a horse. Or, if there's 10 of you, all living in a caravan, you're all in the dole, you can own a horse. Anywhere in between, no horse for you. You get a dog. Sorry about that. And there's a lot I don't really understand about class. I'm sort of learning as I go, really. Like when I first started earning money at this job, one of the first things I bought, my first big paycheck, was a massive telly. Not realizing that was a very working class thing to do. Didn't realize that until I showed it to my middle class friends. I went, look at that! How posh is that? I'm like one of you now. Oh, you are so not like one of us. That is such a working class thing to do. How can that be working class? It cost a fortune. Listen to the pikey. Listen to him. Because in my world, middle class people constantly touching their foreheads. Can't stop it. Where is the hummus? But it's a weird thing, isn't it? You know, like for instance, how come if you tie your jumper around your waist, that doesn't mean anything? That's neutral, that's not working class, that's not middle class. It's just a jumper tied around your waist. You take the jumper and drape it over your shoulders. Instant posh twat. Why? No jumper anywhere near you, despite the fact that it's freezing cold. Geordie. That's just a jumper. Hey! But it is, it's kind of, I remember when I was growing up, all the posh kids had soda streams. Yeah, I was a real posh kid, status symbol was the soda stream. We didn't have one in our house, we was too po. But I remember visiting a friend of mine, and he was the poshest person I knew growing up. Now I realise now, looking back, he wasn't that posh at all. His family were nouveau riche, because they had stone lions on their new built house. The signs were there, I was too young to read them. But I thought they were really posh. They had a pool table, and they had an attic conversion, all kinds of cool stuff. But they had a soda stream. And I remember being fascinated by it, and doing all the things you do when you first get your hands on a soda stream, like make fizzy milk, tastes horrible, you have to do it once. Fizzy tea, anyone? Let's give it a whirl. What a great destroyer of innocence the soda stream was. I don't know, can we all remember the day we realized the first time that not everything could be made better by making it fizzy? But I remember his mother looking down her nose at me. Now, I thought she was quite posh at the time. I realise now, looking back, fur coat, no knickers, I believe is the phrase. And I remember her looking down her nouveau riche nose at me going, oh, do you not have a soda stream in your house, Edward? As if to say, oh, does your father not work very hard? How awful for you. And I never had the wit at 10, 11 years of age to go, no, my ma buys actual Coca-Cola. We're enjoying the real thing while you're having nasty homemade knockoff shit. Because you're posh, apparently. Who here would consider themselves middle class? One bloke. Rightio. Are you the mayor of Glasgow, sir? Okay, just okay, and another one. Okay, and who here would consider themselves working class? About 800 of you. Really? Really? At a comedy show at the festival on a Monday night, there are only working class people in the room. Really? I'm not saying that the working class people are lying, but the middle class people are being pretty fucking quiet, if you ask me. Either that or the rest of you are all landed gentry, and you're just sitting there twiddling your monocles. When is he going to get to us? I can't believe everybody here is working. Okay, fine. If everybody here then is working class, maybe you could answer me a question, because here's one I don't get. Because I can understand why a lot of things get broken down along class lines, like nutrition and education and white-collar crime and blue-collar crime and all that. But how come, for instance, if you're avowedly working class, you have to get your kid's ears pierced the moment the fucker comes out of the womb? I don't understand that one. I don't see the link between economics and going, we'll get to the umbilical cord in a second, but first, these lug holes are to be attended to. Although I think that's a problem across the board, is we make our children look too old when they're too young. I don't want to sound like a prude, but I was at the airport the other day, and I say the airport. I was at an airport. You always say the airport like there's only one. which would be pointless. We can get you a flight from here back to here. Incredibly, we'll still lose your luggage. It's amazing, yeah. I was at an airport, and there was a girl there. She was 11 years old. I'll explain later how I came to know that. I actually will. And you'll feel bad for making it rude in your own heads. I should have just said she was 11 and left it at that. You'd have gone, I wonder how I knew she was 11. I'm sure it's a perfectly reasonable explanation. I'll explain later. Oh, clearly there was a court case. Right, let's get to the bottom of this. What's this all about? I will explain later, and you'll feel bad for making it rude. So anyway, this little girl, right, she's wearing, 11-year-old girl, she's wearing a pink tracksuit. And across the arse of the tracksuit is written the word, gorgeous. Now, would you agree with me that's inappropriate? Yes, okay, some of you. I'll take the silence of the rest of you as tacit agreement. Because if I think you don't agree, we're not going to get on. But the problem is you can't tell people how to raise their kids, right? Unless they're Austrian, in which case you kind of have to. But by and large, just saying, some people need a few pointers, that's all, you know. But by and large, people do not react well to being told how to raise their kids. So I thought, rather than go up to this couple and go, that child is too young to wear a tracksuit with gorgeous written on the arse of it, I thought the best thing to do, in order to show how inappropriate it was, would be to go up to them and act like it wasn't inappropriate at all. I thought the best thing to do is just be to go up and go, here, I tell you what, you're not wrong there. Huh? That's just one gorgeous piece of ass you're airing, and no mistake.